I'm continuing the case against the proposal that the House would believe in a God. So I'm going to first give 4 important actions that people do in life. And some people have used God to help with these, but God isn't necessary for these actions. Number 1, to explain how the world works and how it came into being, if it came into being. 2, to know what are the best moral rules for humans to adopt and to follow. 3, to receive psychological comfort against the bad events in life. And 4, to have a purpose in life. Now, a person with no belief in a God can have good knowledge, set good moral rules for herself or himself, get good comfort over bad events, and set his or her own purpose in life. And I say that counting on a God for these 4 actions at times deceives people, and they adopt inferior knowledge, inferior morals, false deceptive comforts, and restricted purposes. Now, I thank Michael for having explained why not to believe in things for which there's not sufficient evidence. And I am speaking about the God which is external to humans. And some people have said, as the previous speaker, about God as something inside humans. Well, if there's something inside humans, it is features of humans, and it doesn't merit the title of God, and using it that way only causes misunderstandings. So on knowledge, Michael has explained nearly everything I wanted to say, and really good explanations are scientific ones, and the God explanation is never actually an explanation because it contains no details. On morals, firstly, humans can compose moral rules. In some religions, there's just one God who is all-powerful, all-knowing, past, present, and future, and all-benevolent towards humans. Now, the all-benevolent suggests that this God is morally superior, better than humans, a source of good moral rules. But there have been enough events with small and large bad effects on humans to prove that this God does not exist. That is, earthquakes, tsunamis, and floods. The fully benevolent God, who knows about all bad events and has power, would intervene to stop or reduce the harm to humans. Yet this God, if it exists, lets natural disasters kill hundreds of thousands or millions of people who have done no harm and deserve as good and happy a life as anyone else. Now, some say, including the first speaker, that this God can reasonably allow human suffering, which is usually about God choosing not to prevent it, in order to expose humans to difficulty so that they may grow morally. If an adult minding a child let a child go through circumstances where the child may die, so that the child or other kids may learn from this, ordinary humans would say that that parent or other adult is immoral. If you transfer this to judge a God who allows millions of people to die from earthquakes and floods, a person would say that that God is immoral. So this God is not at all fully benevolent to people and has morals that are inferior to human morals. Some believers say about the God permitting things to happen and say that they don't know why it happens, or sometimes they say they can't know the reason why the God chooses, such as it is the God's will. Now, following on Michael's explanation of understanding and science, it is ridiculous to be putting a block into understanding, saying that here is some feature that we cannot know why it happens. And I would feel that people who put that in are reluctant to say that the God they have in mind is less moral than a human. So if you decide your own moral rules, you can also change them according to how well they sort out the moral problems, and you will thereby have a more fulfilled and moral life. On comfort, to compensate humans who have suffered while not to blame, some think they will have an afterlife and that it will be more pleasant than this one, and this would rescue the all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-benevolent God. And people believe in the afterlife because we attach by strong bonds to our friends and relatives. And we've evolved these bonds because we can't avoid the animals that would eat us alone. We're a social animal, and we have lived in groups. And the bonds don't break immediately when a person dies, and we think people live on. But we have no reliable messages from the afterlife, either to show that it exists or to show that it's better than this one. And there's no evidence of a mind except when attached to a body. When the body dies, it rots. There is no evidence of a mind existing after that. So with no life after death, there's no all-benevolent God. And a God caring about you and life after death are false comforts. Now, people who accept that death is final can meet death with equanimity, and you can get real comfort from other humans. The fourth item is a purpose in life. The attention that people pay to the supposed afterlife with compensation, which is infinite, according to the doctrines, it makes them pay less attention to improving this life. And this low effort spreads to other people and to much of many societies, including this one. And taking your moral rules from a God or a holy book and setting your purpose by the supposed afterlife takes away from you choosing your own purpose, which you can. So to sum up on science, human morals, human comfort, and your own purpose, better than any from a God, science has given us more knowledge, and there's no evidence for a God, and it's a bad explanation. Plenty of people in this country, including in this country, have by moral rules that they've chosen themselves, severely criticized the morals of leaders of religions. So God is not a good source of moral rules, and all the valuable rules that people think are good, humans have composed them. And an invisible person caring for you over bad events in life, or an afterlife consoling you because you will die, are false comforts. A person whom you trust is the best source of comfort. And you can make your own purpose in life. It can be a better purpose than any other person or God can give you, because it will be your choice. So for all these actions, it is better not to believe in God, and I propose that I speak against the motion. Thank you.